Sophie. This is going to be a short, energizing vinyasa flow class today. So we're going to get moving right away, standing at the top of our mat. Okay, so you'll start with your feet about hip distance apart, and you can kind of guess that. Roll your shoulders back and down, let your hands rest down by your side, and just start to close your eyes. And we'll just allow ourselves a few breaths of being here up tall. Notice how maybe your weight shifts from side to side and forward and back without you really noticing. And see if you can find that spot right in the middle where your weight is equally distributed between your feet. And there might be a slight tuck to your chin. Just take a big breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, a big breath out through your mouth. Two more like that. Big breath in. Exhale, let the breath go. One more big breath in. As you exhale, big breath out. And then slowly starting to move your breath. So you're breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. There's a slight whisper in the back of your throat. And you allow yourself to connect to your Ujjayi breath, right? To connect a little bit more inward. Right? Can you start to feel every little muscle begin to wake up and get ready for this practice? Breath in through your nose. Exhale, breath out through your nose. And still breathing here, eyes can be closed or open. Just start to take some circles with your head. Okay, so moving in whatever direction feels good for you to start right away, whether it's left or right. And these circles can be as big or as slow as feels good for you. And just take those circles in the opposite direction. Slowly bringing your head back to neutral. Right, blink your eyes open if you haven't already. Roll your shoulders back and down one more time. Inhale, 2 arms reach high. Big breath in. Hands come together in front of your heart. Slowly fold yourself forward. Inhale, lift the belly out and away. Look forward. Exhale, folds. Right, bend your knees to plant your hands. Step back to a plank pose. Take a big breath in, press the ground away. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. All right, big breath in, wrap your triceps forward and your biceps back. Inhale, glide yourself forward, plank pose. Hover your knees off the floor as you shift your hips back, coming into a hovering child's pose. Press firmly through both palms, wrap your arms in. Inhale, pounce back forward, plank. Exhale, hips lift, downward facing dog. Let's move through that 2 more times. Inhale, glide forward, plank pose. Exhale, hover your knees. Shift your hips back in space. Press through your fingers. Inhale, glide back forward, plank. It's like cat pose in your upper back. Exhale, hips lift up and back, downward facing dog. Let your belly send itself towards your thighs. Last time like that. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, hover your knees. Shift your hips back behind you. Extend out through your heels. Inhale, plank pose. Exhale, hips lift. Downward facing dog. Okay, readjust your hands and your feet in any way that you may need. Maybe you're pedaling out your legs here. Just take a breath in, finding a little movement. And a breath out. Alright, so we're going to build a flow. Move through it 1 time slowly, and then 2 times, 1 breath per movement, allowing ourselves to find some freedom in the flow. Big breath in here. Exhale, breath out. Slowly start to walk your hands back toward your feet. Forward fold at the back of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, folds. Slowly roll yourself up, both arms lift up, big breath in. Exhale, hands together in front of your heart, down by your side, mountain pose. Just roll your shoulders back and down 2 times. Inhale, both arms lift high. Start to lift your heels off the floor. There's a slight bend in your knees for a little buoyancy as you start to sink your hips back, coming into a heel lifted chair pose. Soften through your shoulders. Big breath in. Exhale, heels drop down, forward folds. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, folds. Start to walk yourself forward, coming out to a plank pose. Press the ground away, wrap your inner arms in, hover your knees, shift your hips back. You're in that hovering child's pose. Inhale, pounce back, forward plank. Exhale, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, untuck your toes, upward facing dog. You can always skip this. Exhale, hips lift, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts up towards the sky. Point your right toes away. Exhale, step your right foot forward between your hands. Drop your left knee down, untuck your left toes, reach two arms up, low lunge. Pressing through the top of your left foot to square your right hip back. Soften your shoulders down. Breath in. Exhale, settle in. One more, breath in. Exhale, hands together in front of your heart. Interlace your fingers, reach your palms down, forward and up. Press your palms up towards the sky. Bend a little bit deeper into your right knee, breath in. Exhale, shift your hips back, flex your right toes toward your face as you press your palms forward. Two more pulses like that. Inhale, you bend forward, palms lift up towards the sky. Exhale, hips pull back, flex your right toes. Last one, inhale, glide forward. Exhale, hips pull back, press your palms forward, pause for 2 breaths. You can always release your hands down to frame your right foot here. Square your right hip back behind you. Big breath in. Exhale, hands lower down to frame your right foot. Bend back into your right knee. Left hand plants next to your right foot. Tuck your left toes, lift your left knee off the floor. Peel your right arm open, open twist. Extend out through your left heel. Take a breath in, spread your right fingers out wide, breath out. One more, breath in. Exhale, reach your right arm towards the front of the room as you crawl down the left side of your mat, wide-legged fold. Let your head and your shoulders relax down. Just take a big breath in. Exhale, breath out. All right, start to turn your heels in, toes out, sink your hips down as you roll yourself up. Goddess pose, to go wide-legged sumo squat. Hands in front of your heart again. Interlace your fingers, reach your hands down, forward, up towards the sky. Big breath in. Exhale, sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, your left heel lifts off the floor. Exhale, left heel drops down. Inhale, right heel lifts up. Make sure your weight is still distributed in center. Exhale, right heel drops down. Inhale, left heel lifts up, pause. Take a breath in, soften your shoulders down as you start to drop your left knee towards the middle of your mat. Pivot yourself forward, double bent high lunge. Hug your inner thighs in. Take a breath in. Exhale, hands drop down to the floor. Step your right foot back to meet your left, plank pose. Take a breath in. Hover your knees, shift your hips back behind you. Inhale, glide forward, plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Untuck your toes. Tense your fingers off the sides of your mat, elbows out wide, wide-armed cobra pose. Press through all 10 toes. Inhale, head and heart starts to lift up. Exhale, right shoulder dips in, gaze looks left. Inhale, back through center. Exhale, left shoulder dips in, gaze looks right. One more time each side. Inhale, you lift. Exhale, right shoulder dips in. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder dips in. Inhale, lift up, big breath in. Exhale, slowly lower down. Hands come back to frame your lower ribs. Either press through a child's pose and then lift your hips to down dog, or tuck your toes, hit your knees and your thighs off the floor. And on exhale, press through a plank and then lift up and back, downward facing dog. Just take a big breath in your dog and a breath out. All right, slowly start to walk your hands back towards your feet, forward fold, back of the mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, folds. Slowly roll yourself up, 2 arms reach high. Exhale, hands come in front of your heart and down by your side. Just roll your shoulders back and down 2 times. Right, and now 2 arms lift high. Pause, start to lift your heels off the floor. Got that slight bend in your knees as you sink your hips back, coming into your heel lifted chair pose. Engage in your lower belly, hug your inner thighs in. Big breath in. Exhale, heels drop down, forward folds. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, folds. Slowly walk yourself out to a plank pose. Press the ground away, lift the backs of your thighs up. Hover your knees, shift your hips back behind you. Inhale, pounce forward plank, go through vinyasa, chaturanga, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips lift, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts high, point your left toes away. Exhale, left foot steps forward, drop your right knee down, untuck your right toes, lift both arms up, low lunge. Square your left hip back as you square your right hip forward. Spread your fingers out wide, press down to the ball and out of your left foot a little bit more. All right, breath in, exhale, breath out. Hands come in front of your heart, interlace your fingers, reach down, forward and up, 2 arms reach high. Exhale, shift your hips back, flex your left toes towards your face as you press your palms forward. 2 more, inhale, you bend back forward, breath in. Exhale, hips shift back. Last one, inhale, you bend forward, lunging into that left knee. Exhale, pull your hips back, and this time you pause. Press your palms forward as you flex your left toes even more. Big breath in, crown of the head reaches towards the front of your mat. Exhale, hands lower down to frame your left foot and back into your left knee. Right hand plants down, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee off the floor as your left arm peels open, open twist. Wrap your right inner arm in, spread your left fingers out wide as you extend out through that right heel. Big breath in. Exhale, swing your left arm towards the front of the room as you walk down the right side of your mat, wide-legged folds. Let's take a breath in, exhale, breath out. One more big breath in. Exhale, let it go. All right, heels turn in, toes turn out, sink your hips down, cat your spine up, goddess pose. Hands in front of your heart, interlace your fingers, reach down, forward and up, 2 arms lift, no surprises here. Sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, right heel lifts off the floor. Exhale, drop it down, hug your hips in towards center. Inhale, left heel lifts, drop it down. Right heel lifts, you pause. Start to drop your right knee in as you turn yourself towards the front of the mat. Bent knee, high lunge. Extend out through your right heel, press your palms up towards the sky. Exhale, hands lower down. Left foot steps back to meet your right plank pose. Big breath in, hover your knees, shift your hips back. Inhale, pounce forward plank. Exhale, slowly lower down. Hands come back to frame your lower ribs. Press your hip bones down. Inhale, head and heart lift. Exhale, left shoulder dips in, gaze looks right. Inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder dips in. Inhale, lift. Exhale, left shoulder dips in. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, right shoulder dips in. Inhale, back through center, breath in. Exhale, lower down. Hands come back to frame your ribs. Either press back to a child or press to a plank, and then lift up, downward facing dog. Okay, so we're gonna go through that flow 2 more times. Think a little bit quicker. 1 breath per movement. Feel free to add on anything else that you want or take things out. Just take a breath in through your nose. Exhale, a breath out. Slowly walk your hands back towards your feet, forward folds. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, folds. Slowly roll yourself up, 2 arms lift high, you'll pause. Start to lift your heels off the floor. Start to bend your knees as you sink your hips back, heel lifted chair pose. Take a big breath in. Exhale, heels drop down, forward folds. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, folds. Slowly walk yourself out to a plank pose. Breath in, heels hover, shift your hips back. Balance yourself back forward, plank, lower down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, untuck your toes, pull your heart forward and through. Exhale, hips lift, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts high, point your right toes away. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Drop your left knee, untuck left toes, reach 2 arms up, big breath in. Exhale, settle in. Hands come in front of your heart, interlace your fingers, reach down, forward and up, pressure palms up towards the sky, lunge a little bit deeper. Exhale, shift your hips back, flex your right toes, press your palms forward. Big breath in. Exhale, hands lower down. Bend back into your right knee. Left hand plants down, peel your right arm open, open twist as your left knee lifts up. Either stay here, or maybe you roll onto the side of your left foot and stack your right foot on top of your left for a side plank. Lift your hips up towards the sky. Big breath in. Right foot steps back out next to your left hand. Reach your right arm forward, crawl down the left side of your mat. Wide-legged folds. Big breath in. Exhale, breath out. Heels turn in, toes turn out. Roll yourself up, goddess pose. Toes and knees are in alignment. Hands in front of your heart. Reach down, forward and up. Palms press up towards the sky. Sink a little bit deeper. Inhale, left heel lifts off the floor. Drop your left knee and pivot yourself towards the front of the room. Hug your inner thighs in. Exhale, hands lower down to the floor. Right foot steps back to meet your left, plank pose. Breath in, hover knees, shift your hips back. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down. Tense your fingers, press through all 10 toes. Inhale, head and heart lift. Exhale, right shoulder dips in, gaze looks left. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder dips in. Inhale, lift up, breath in. Exhale, lower down. Hands come back to frame your lower ribs. Make your way back to downward facing dog. Take a breath in here. Exhale, breath out. Hands walk back to your feet, forward folds. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, fold. Roll yourself up, 2 arms lift up high. Pause, start to lift your heels off the floor. Sink your hips back, heel lifted, chair pose. Big breath in, can you sink a little bit deeper? Heels drop down, forward fold. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, folds. Slowly walk yourself forward, plank pose, knees hover, hips shift back. Press your fingers, inhale, plank, lower down halfway. Inhale, chaturanga, pull your heart forward and through, upward facing dog. Exhale, hips lift, downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts high, point your left toes. Exhale, left foot steps forward, drop your right knee down. Low lunge, reach both arms up, big breath in. Exhale, hands come in front of your heart, interlace your fingers, reach down, forward and up, big breath in. Exhale, hips pull back, flex your left toes as you press your palms forward. Take a breath in. Exhale, release your hands, bend back into your left knee. Right hand plants down, tuck your right toes, lift your right knee off the floor, left arm peels open, open twist. Either stay here or roll onto the side of your right foot, stack your left foot on top of your right. Vashisthasana, side plank. Hips are lifted, wrap your right inner arm in, big breath in. Left foot steps back outside your right hand, left arm reaches forward, crawl down the right side of your mat, wide-legged folds. Big breath in. Exhale, breath out. Heels turn in, toes turn out, pat your spine up, goddess pose, hands in front of your heart, interlace, reach down, forward and up, sink a little bit deeper. Right heel lifts off the floor, drop your right knee in, pivot yourself towards the front of the room, extend out to your right heel as you hug your thighs in. Breath in, exhale, hands lower down, step left foot back to meet your right, plank pose. Big breath in, heels hover, shift your hips back. Inhale, glide, forward plank. Exhale, lower all the way down. Untuck your toes, tense your fingers. Inhale, head and heart lift. Exhale, left shoulder dips in. Inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder dips in. Inhale, lift up, big breath in. Exhale, lower down. Hands come back to frame your lower ribs. Make your way back to downward facing dog in whatever way feels best for you. You've just got one more round. Take a big breath in through your nose. And as you exhale, let it go. Hands walk back to your feet, forward folds. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, folds. Slowly roll yourself up, both arms lift high, spread your fingers out wide as your heels lift off the floor. Start to bend your knees, big breath in. Be with the wiggles and wobbles. Exhale, heels drop down, forward folds. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, folds. Slowly walk yourself out to a plank pose. Breath in. Hover your knees. Shift your hips back. Inhale, pounce back forward. Lower down halfway. Inhale, untuck your toes. Upward facing dog. Shoulders roll back and down. Exhale, hips lift. Downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts high. Exhale, right foot steps forward. Drop left knee down. Inhale, both arms lift. Exhale, settle in. Hands in front of your heart. Reach down, forward and up. Big breath in. Exhale, hips pull back. Flex your right toes. Press your palms. Breath in. Exhale, hands release down. Bend back into your right knee. Left hand plants down. Left knee lifts up. Peel right arm open. Open twist. Maybe you take that side plank and stack both feet on top of each other, and maybe you wobble around, right? Big breath in. Exhale, right foot steps back, right arm reaches forward, crawl down the left side of your mat, wide-legged fold, be with where you are. Breath in, and breath out. Heels turn in, toes turn out, roll yourself up, goddess pose, hug your hips in, interlace fingers, reach down, forward, up towards the sky, settle in. Left heel lifts off the floor, drop your left knee in, pivot towards the front of the room. Take a breath in, exhale, hands lower down, step right foot back to meet your left, plank. Big breath in, hover knees, shift your hips back. Inhale, pounce back forward, lower all the way down. Tense your fingers, elbows lift up, inhale, head and heart come off the floor. Exhale, right shoulder dips in. Inhale, center. Exhale, left shoulder dips in. Inhale, lift up, big breath in. Exhale, lower down. Hands come back to frame your lower ribs. Last time like this, make your way back, downward facing dog, whether it's child's pose or pressing through a plank. Take a breath in. Exhale, breath out. Hands walk back to your feet, forward folds. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, folds. Slowly roll yourself up, both arms lift high, pause, heels lift off the floor. Start to bend your knees, sink your hips down. Last chair pose like this. Hug your lower belly in. Exhale, heels drop down, forward folds. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, folds. Slowly walk yourself out to a plank pose. Hug your knees, shift your hips back. Inhale, plank. Lower down halfway, chaturanga. Inhale, pull your heart forward and through. Exhale, hips lift. Downward facing dog. Inhale, left leg lifts high. Exhale, left foot steps forward. Drop your right knee down. Reach both arms up. Breath in. Exhale, hands to heart. Interlace your fingers. Reach down, forward and up. Lunge a little bit deeper. Exhale, hips pull back. Flex your left toes. Take a breath in. Exhale, release your hands down, bend back forward, right hand plants down, right knee lifts, left arm peels open. Either stay here, roll for your side plank, stack your feet, lift your hips up. And left foot steps back, reach your left arm forward, crawl down the right side of your mat, wide-legged fold, breath in, and breath out. Heels turn in, toes turn out, last goddess pose like this. Knees are out wide, interlace your fingers, down, forward and up, breath in. Exhale, sink in. Right heel lifts off the floor. Drop your right knee in, turn yourself towards the front, hug your inner thighs in. Exhale, hands lower down, step left foot back, plank. Take a breath in, hover your knees, shift your hips back. Last time we're here. Inhale, plank. Exhale, lower down. Tense your fingers. Press your hips down. Inhale, head and heart lift. Exhale, left shoulder dips in. Inhale, center. Exhale, right shoulder dips in. Inhale, lift up, breath in. Exhale, slowly lower down. Hands come back to frame your lower ribs. And on an exhale, press your hips back towards your heels for a child's pose. Maybe you widen your knees slightly. Forehead rests down on the floor. And just allow yourself 5 breaths here. Alright, just feeling what just happened in the body. Right, noticing if you feel more awake or energized. And just take a deep breath. And stay here for as long as you need before finishing your practice. And when you're ready to start to roll yourself up. Hey, my name's Sophie, and that was just a very short, energizing practice. I'll see you again soon. Namaste.